Hi, it's Katy Perry, and you all know one of this year's heroes for change. Let's give it up for teachers.
Teachers are heroes, especially during this time.
You are our guiding lights, our heroes.
Our teachers are heroes.
Teachers in the Houston region and across America, they are heroes.
Hey, this is Steve. I want to do a quick episode about heroes, and specifically teachers as heroes. So I just found out that the teachers union doesn't want teachers to go in to teach during coronavirus. Now, I have my opinions on what that means, but it certainly doesn't bode well for the hero title. Certainly not compared to the bodega worker who comes in every day to serve you your chips and soda and sell you, whatever sandwiches on your way to your Zoom meeting. That person, on the hero scale, comparatively speaking, I would say scores higher. But then there's this general idea of teachers as heroes. Teaching is a profession. It's a profession like any other. You choose to go into it. And the people who choose to go in, some of them end up being spectacular or great or very good. And then others are terrible or bad or not that good. And then most others are somewhere in between. It's a job. To get the title of hero requires an extraordinary act, an extraordinary sacrifice, or taking an extraordinary risk. If you're babysitting a bunch of 12-year-olds, you're not really doing any of those things. You've made a choice, and it's a good choice. It's a good career, but it is a job unless you do something spectacular to earn the hero title, like show up to the bodega every day. But you don't want to come in and do the job. And I have a lot of experience with schools. I was a volunteer for junior achievement for many years. I was also a student in New York City schools, and I have a stepson who's gone through the New York City school system. The last thing public school teachers want to do is work. I've never seen a profession with more holidays, more days off, and still more complaining about how horrible it is. Now, I get it. We legally prevent people who are considering the profession from researching the profession, of understanding how difficult it is or how much it pays. So if we didn't have those laws preventing people from knowing these things, then, maybe I could hold it against them. I mean, seriously, you can research what the job pays. You could talk to other teachers. But when you decide to go in and constantly complain, that's not a hero. There are teachers who are heroes, but they're located in other countries. They do a test every couple of years called the PISA test, which is a global standardized test that checks for reading proficiency for math and for science. Guess what rank the United States is in? 25th. You're not a hero if the number one GDP per capita country scores 25th, even if it's not your fault. You don't get to run around with your medal while the podium and the stadium are on fire. You have to earn your moniker. And now universities and public schools, like in New York, are trying to get rid of standardized tests because, I think they want to manufacture what looks cosmetically like a fairer population, but that's not what's happening. Instead of bringing students who are struggling up to the level that the successful students are, you want to eliminate all evidence of your failure. That's not education. That's lying. And that's hurting others who are actually doing the work and succeeding. You're not doing your job. In fact, you're just punting the failure forward for someone else to deal with because now there's no grades. There's no proof of anything. You know what? I want 100 times more standardized tests. No, 1,000 times more, specifically in STEM, because that is what we need. That is our shortfall. We don't need more artists. We don't need more, people writing beautiful blog posts that no one's going to read. We don't need more YouTubers or whatever. We don't need more. We got this, okay? We have got this as an economy. What we don't got is people who are actually able to do engineering and science and math. That is what we need. That shortage of analytical problem-solving skill is the reason we're in trouble as a society. That's the reason people are burning down buildings right now. That's the reason we have inequality in schools, because no one can evaluate a problem critically. And that's partially the teacher's fault. Now, once we get to number one, then you can improvise. Then let's get a little crazy and experimental. You know, Picasso didn't start out as Picasso, painting the nose and the two eyes on one side or the breasts on the head. That didn't happen day one. He still had to learn how to paint a bowl of fruit. Learn how to paint your bowl of fruit, educators, and then we can discuss improv and getting rid of standardized tests. And if you're not in STEM, it's not that you're not valuable, but you're a babysitter. I'm sorry, you're a babysitter. Anyone can teach a kid how to paint and do all that other stuff. That's all nice, that's great, all these little soft skills. But we need a different prescription than the one that you've been prescribing. It's not working. People aren't thinking critically. Teachers aren't capable of thinking critically, and they certainly don't have the work ethic. Not like the bodega worker. So unless you're spelling it without the E, which I suspect you are, maybe I'm not hearing it, because when I hear hero, I hear the one with the E, but maybe we're talking about a different kind of hero, like the sandwich. But to me, the hero shows up and does a job. Sorry, that's my rant. See you next time.